up, you guys? This is Rob from Guy Plays, and today on Dressed to Kill, we're going to be taking a closer look at the Nidus Phryke collection. Now, as always, I'm going to be serving up a couple different customizations for you guys to toy around with, as well as some suggestions on what armors and Syandanas pair well with this as well. Now, on top of that, we also have the doggo skin that comes along with it, as well as the Syandana and the claw skin as well. So, we've got a lot to cover, so without ado, let's get dressed. Now, admittedly, the first look I'm going to show you is not that far off from the default. However, I do have to say this is very iconically Rob. We've got off-whites, muted gem tones, and of course, a splash of rose gold that looks absolutely amazing once you go ahead and get full mutation stacks. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, and the energy color was something I wanted to play around with because my original energy color for Nidus, because he was very much purple, navy blue, off-white, and pink on the other variant. However, when I turned on this like minty green blue color, it was gorgeous out on the battlefield, and that's something that I did for every single one of the looks today as I went ahead and tested it out and played it off. I even went as far as matching my contact lens color to the eyeballs on his shoulders, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Now, with this specific look, I actually did have some pairings that I wanted to go ahead and suggest. Luckily, this just came out, so I don't feel bad about mentioning it, but it's come out a couple times, and I know some people get bitter, but the Targus set looks amazing on this and covers up all of the creepy, crazy eyeballs, except for like one right here. You can see it. You can see it still looking at you. And even the leggings, the legs I usually don't like. However, the legs pair really well. And this is one of the few leg armors that I actually like on the Nidus skin. You'll see in the next customizations that come up, I actually don't use the leg armors for them because his leg shape is weird, but this actually pairs quite well with it. So I love this armor set, whether the mutations are on or off. I think it's fantastic. And notice I didn't do the chest thing because duh, he's got like arms crossing his chest. That's just like not gonna work. However, the Syandana I paired with this, and I absolutely love it. It kind of goes with the theme. Let's see if I can find it without looking for it. Is of course the Corona Syandana. So we've got like the little plumes coming off the shoulders, and we've got the plumes coming off the back, and it looks good with the mutation or without the mutation. Like it just, it's so good, and it makes me so fucking happy. This is like rose gold on crack, and I love it. Next up, I really wanted to do something with oxidized copper, and because of the fact that I tend to stay within my wheelhouse of like warm golds and the occasional kind of like dirty silvers, I really wanted to take a step out of that comfort zone and do something that was a little bit more colorful. Well, at least as colorful as I can handle. But as you can see right here, as soon as the mutation step kicks in, you get to see this kind of like greenish, grayish silver, and I absolutely fucking love it. It looks really, really dark, and it really pops off of the burnt oranges and the kind of brick reds that I've merged in there. So you get this kind of like almost red to like green combo, which I really like. And the energy color I'm super, super fond of because when you cast your, I think, oh my god, is it called Ravenous? I can't remember the ability names anymore, but it almost looks like the field has gone kind of on fire, which I absolutely love. Now, paired up with this, I actually very, very fond, and I know some people are gonna get butthurt, with the Edo Prime shoulders. Notice I'm not using the chest or the legs because they fit kind of weird here. I'll show you how the leg fits. But as you can see right here, you can kind of see the notch and how they float over his leg, but he has this kind of like dip inwards that makes that very, very apparent that I'm not super fond of when it comes to leg customization. So we're gonna leave it at that. However, if the eyes really, really bug you on the side, you get little peaks. Peaks of them through the armor set, but it does a really good job of covering them up. And I think that it fits really, really well, especially because the skin does have like this Dark Knight steampunk kind of feeling to it. Now, the Syandana that I've actually paired with this one, I'm I was like, okay, I can't wait to find a place to use the Sayandana, and I think that it fits pretty fucking perfectly. But this is the Mushu Sayandana, and because of the fact that he is a bit infested and he's got all of these moving bits, I like the fact that the Sayandana was moving along with it, because when you turn on the mutation, oh, everything just lines the fuck up, and I think it is a badass look. Alrighty, last and definitely not least is our final look, and this was actually inspired by the previous look. I was a big fan of how everything looked with darker armors, and I kind of wanted to do like a Shadow Knight type of vibe, and this is what I ended up coming up with. Originally, the metallics were going to be purple, but as you know, I tend to stay within my wheelhouse, and my wheelhouses are like rose gold, like burnished gold, like deep grays and all that kind of stuff. However, I think this one turned out well with something that's a little bit more antiqued, and I quite like how it finishes everything off. It looks super, super badass, and I don't tend to do too many like yellow-green energy colors, which looks amazing on the battlefield, by the way. Now, when we're talking about attachments, what I actually liked for this is a little bit of a dragon feeling. So we're going to go ahead and toss on the Prisma Neighboress, and the thing that I like about this is it kind of complements some of the other energy effects that he's got going on. So let me go ahead and grab the other one and I'll show you what I'm talking about real quick. There you go. And then we'll toss off the mutations, but as you can see here on his legs, it's kind of got this like moving energy field, and on the Prisma Neighboress, it almost shares that same effect. So I was definitely fond of that, and it pairs really well with all of the other armor pieces. I did try other armor sets on this, but I'm gonna be honest with you, they just did not sit very well on the shoulders. So that was kind of like my criteria for choosing different armor pieces that did sit well. So as you can see, pairs quite well here. And for the back, notice, this is kind of like our segue, I don't have an auxiliary selected. No crotch Sayandana, because we're doing an actual Sayandana. And interestingly enough, as many of you guys know, this skin, or the concept art, was actually designed by Volkavi. And he's also a Tenno-gen artist, so I decided, I was like, maybe his Sayandana, the Dual Volpi, which was also, you know, in pairing with LED 2012, who's done some amazing work himself, but bitch, tell me why it's perfect. Tell me why it's perfect. It's got that dragon feeling, it's got that dragon feeling, so I was like, look at that. Look, it just all works so well together. So I decided toxic, you know, Shadow Dragon Knights is going to be the theme for the last one, and I'm very happy with the way it came out. Now, before I touch on the rest of the collection, I figured I would go ahead and show you some of the ways that DE has polished up his abilities. So as you can see, with his number 1, we get all of these sick metallic blades that come out of the ground, as well as the infestation. I think it's absolutely dope. They do come up randomly. So, you know, I'm going to be honest with you, there's a couple times I've stomped and maybe only like 1 or 2 of these little disc things have come out. So, not super happy with that. Sometimes the RNG gods do not favor you. However, let's go ahead and take a look at his... Is it Spawn? I always forget the name of the ability, but look at that. It's got these spinning blades that come out of it. What? Of course, you know, it doesn't do any damage or anything, but it is very, very pretty. So let's take a look at that real quick. Oh, look at him. Look at him go. Oh, it's absolutely awesome. That is so freaking sick. Now, his other 2 abilities, I don't believe that there's anything that has been added in addition to them. So as you can see here, Parasitic Link is still the same. There's like no crazy blades or anything that kind of like go along with it. It's just still the same Parasitic Link. And one of the things that people have been saying a lot about, please correct me if I'm wrong, but when you cast Ravenous and you see his little maggots come out, I don't see anything different at all. People are saying like, oh, there's a difference, but I still think that they look absolutely the same. People are saying, oh no, they're different, they're different. I've never really like examined the maggots this closely. But me personally, I think that they're exactly the same. There's no like metallics added into them or anything like that. So I don't know, maybe it's a conspiracy theory these people want to push. Regardless, that's all for his abilities for now. Okay, so the next few things that I'm going to be chatting about are exclusively available in the Nidus Phryke collection. For those of you guys who are a little bit newer and aren't aware of these kind of things, whenever they release a deluxe skin, they always have a collection bundle, which contains items that you can't get anywhere else, such as the Gnosos Syandana and the Demios claw skin. So in this case, we've got the Syandana, we've got the claw skin, and a skin for all of your crew bros. This includes your standard crew bros and your helmet chargers as well. So I did want to point that out before anyone just picks up the standard skin on their own and then ends up having to purchase the entire bundle, because you don't actually get any kind of discount if you own the original skin and then pick up the bundle on top of that. You just end up getting stuck with two skins and having to pay full price for the original skin and the bundle too. So just make sure that you're picking up the bundle if you want any of these items, and trust me, they look freaking amazing. Now, I would be absolutely remiss if I didn't talk about the extras that came in with this bundle, because they are some of the best that we have seen so far. So first and foremost, let's talk about the Demios claw skin, because like, I thought that the Venka Prime were godly, but you can't tell me that this claw skin isn't absolutely epic. I love the fact that they kind of merged in some of the details from the mutation, where it's kind of got like that edged in and the spike at the end. It just feels so amazing, and I love how the claws are even spikier at the knuckles. I'm like, what is going on? Again, we have the eyeballs that move as well, and here's one detail that you don't really get to see as much from the eyeballs until you see the claws, is they've actually are attached to the flesh. You know, like, okay, this is gonna sound really gross, but I've been into contacts as of late. You guys know I'm loving my contacts right now. But you know, if you kind of like open up your eyeballs and you kind of see how like they're attached to the muscles on each side, you can see that like red fleshy muscle. You can't customize that. That's just always there reminding you it's attached to flesh. I'm like, ugh. Now keep in mind, this is only available for claw weapons. This is not going to be for sparring weapons. But you got the fucking Venka Prime. Like, you got the Venka Prime. This thing is an absolute beast. You guys have seen it in action. You've seen my builds for it and how devastating these things are. So toss them on there and you will be absolutely happy. Now, the Syandana, which I did not show off on purpose throughout the rest of the skin, is of course the Gnosos Syandana, as you can see right here. Now, of course, this is going to be the no-brainer attachment when it comes to the Nidus Phryke collection, but I did want to give you guys a couple different options. Again, we see that eyeball staring back at us, which I'm not 100% comfortable with. I do love basically all of it, except for the dangly bit. You guys know I'm not always fond of DE's dangly bits, and I think the thing that bothers me the most about it is the fact that, as you know, Nidus comes with the auxiliary crotch Syandana, and as you can see there, it's very just straight. It's just stick straight, and the thing that bugs me about the Syandana is they didn't make it stick straight. Where I'm like, okay, well, either the crotch one needs to not be stick straight or the Syandana needs to be stick straight. One of them has got to like mirror the other one. That's definitely something that bugs me about it. However, I do think that it's not super ridiculously long, and I love that about it, because you can still see Nidus booty, which everybody has been like tweeting you at you. Why aren't you mentioning how juicy Nidus's booty is in here? Well, I just mentioned it. So as you can see right there, it's at a great length. If I was going to use a Syandana, to be completely honest with you, I would actually go ahead and remove the crotch Syandana. Like, that way it's kind of like, it's not super distracting. You like pick one or the other. I almost wish that they had just kind of chopped that off right there and had like the disc hanging down instead of the dangly bit, which is kind of like my most common complaint. But toss on that mutation. Oh my god, and it looks amazing. So keep in mind that it does close up. So you see how it kind of like starts off a little bit. It can be closed and it can be open. Let's see if we can make it close a little bit. When it closes down, it's a little bit smaller, but when you like bullet jump or any of that kind of stuff, it'll fan back out, so you'll be able to see it, you know, in full, I guess you would say, erection mode. Which pairs quite well with the erection skin. So definitely a thumbs up on that. You know, small gripes here and there. However, we do have one last skin that I do need to show off, and that is, of course, our skin for the helmet charger. And whoa, this thing is absolutely epic. So let's start off with the base one, which is the Nidus skin. I'm actually going to go ahead and take off the Nidus Kubro armor and let you see it on its own. Now, this I think is pretty damn good. The only thing that really bothers me about it is the fact that we don't have enough palettes for our helmets or our Kubros, even just our standard basic Kubros. We don't have enough palettes for them to kind of, I guess you would say, match up with the original. I had to do a lot of jerry-rigging. As many of you guys know, I'm a big fan of rose gold. The closest thing that I could get to rose gold was the Anaros brown. As you can see here, I still have some of that violet. The violet that I'm currently using is actually lighter than the one on my my A slot. And that one, it kind of bugs me because it does not quite work well. But what you could do is you could come up with your own individual customization. Now, as you can see, I've got a decent amount of colors like stocked up and ready to go. But the thing is, it's just not as fully fleshed out as the rest of the one. So I'm going to ding it a couple points for that. However, when we go through and we add in, the Nidus Kubro armor, now the thing is, this one can use all of your normal standardized palette colors. So as you can see here, I've kind of like blended those two together. You can still see where some of the colors are a little bit lighter and they don't quite match up exactly, but they do blend quite well. I think my only criticism about this skin is you see the dangly bits that are dripping from his mouth? I wish that they had made those like a slightly different tone, like maybe put a darker shader on them so that, you know, the body part would be lighter and then the things dripping from its mouth are a little bit darker instead of making it look like it's the exact same color, because I don't know, I feel like it does not look quite right if it doesn't have a little bit more of a distinction, right? But that's just me being nitpicky. Regardless, I think that this skin is absolutely gorgeous. A little bit of a pain to work with on the base skin because we don't have the full color palettes available to us, but I don't think you could say anything wrong about this. I mean, this looks absolutely amazing. And as always, by popular demand, we're gonna go ahead and take a look how the different helmets and different skins work with each other. So as you can see right here, we'll pop on the Nidus helmet, which makes him look like he has a really, really tiny head. And the other thing that I do want to point out with this as well is it's kind of frustrating because he doesn't have the metallics to go along with the rest of the skin. So he's got mattes on his helmet and metallics on his skins, which I don't necessarily think works all that well. But let's take a look at the mutation. Oh my god, it looks bad. I would say that's a no from me. Let's go ahead and toss on. Oh, that's an even bigger no. That's a big no. I'm going to say big no from me. We're going to pass on that. We're going to pass on that big time. But let's go ahead and try the Phryke helmet on the base skin. Let's go. It really looks bad. I mean, it could kind of work. You could make it kind of work, but I'm going to pass on it. It's just... Listen, you guys. I know that people want to be creative out there and they want to mix and match. However, I don't think it's a good idea all the time. I mean, you don't want to mix in, I don't know, mustard with marshmallows. It just does not, it's not a cohesive thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the different Kubro looks. Okay, so I personally think it actually looks good with the base helmet charger, as you can see right here. Now, of course, I would have to tweak the colors so that they would look a little bit more normal. But I do want to point one thing out just in case you guys are curious. You can't use them with the Drac or the Underbrush Kubro. It's just not going to kind of mix in, so that armor is going to go bye-bye. However, what I do want to do real quick is I'm actually going to go ahead and put Banyan into stasis. We're going to toss him in there real quick, and then we're going to try this out on a base Kubro so that you guys can see exactly how this does. Y'all owe me 10,000 credits because, you know, I'm going to have to rush my Kubro. Um, as you can see right here, oh my god, how long is it gonna take? Did it work? Okay, good. Good. And finally, let's see if we can't pull a Kubro out of stasis real quick. So let's go, where are we looking? We're looking for Linden. Linden, where are you, baby? Linden, there you are. Let's go ahead and do that. And then let's, well, he's in the cooker, for lack of a better term. Let's go ahead and bring him out. Rush recovery. There you go. And let's go ahead and jump into, what did I do to him? We gotta change your look real quick. Okay, there you go. I feel a little better. What happened? What did I do to you? Poor baby. Let's go ahead and swap the attachments now and go ahead and toss on the Nidus skin. And I think that actually looks pretty good. I'm almost gonna hit default colors just to see how it looks there. And I'm gonna say that does not look half bad on a full-on standard Kubro. I think it actually looks pretty fucking dope. Like, I love how the top jaw of it actually has its own fangs built in, so when it opens its mouth, it's like a saber tooth. So definitely a big fan of that. However, as you can see, the butt attachment kind of goes under the fur. So it's not a 100% win, but I think it's still pretty strong. Listen, when you got a furry butt, sometimes you have issues that you need to deal with. But that does about do it for me for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you were able to get some inspo off of this. But let me know how you guys feel about the new Nidus Phryke collection down in the description box below. Not description box. Comments. Wow. Rob is tired. Regardless, you guys take care of yourselves. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.